This week with the DTS, we're talking about prayer, and I know what you're thinking. Prayer is probably pretty boring to talk about for a week straight, but it's actually been really, really exciting. We decked out the downstairs classroom into one big prayer room, and we've been going over the different types of prayer, from praying God's promises to intercession to praying through God's Word. So it's been really, really cool so far this week. Another cool thing we got to do this weekend was we got to hike up the mountains, or at least a few of us went to hike up the mountains this week, and it really got me thinking. Like, I've been here a little over a year and a half now, and at first when I first got here, it's like, dude, the mountains they're really, really cool, and then we get to be right by the ocean. I mean, I live within, you've got Main Road, Ocean right here, and then a couple streets up and mountain right here. And like when you first get here, it's really, really exciting. I mean, it's just mountains and palm trees everywhere you go, and you really enjoy it. But after a while, you sort of start getting used to it. And eventually there's days and weeks where you don't even notice they're there. And it got me thinking, does church ever get like that? Does your Christianity, your faith, ever feel like, I don't know, it's normal or it's boring? And I don't know, it really got me thinking. Like, I absolutely hated church. Probably up until I was about 18, I was not a fan. Just hated going, and it wasn't until I really found Christ on my own that church and that my Christianity, my belief, actually really become alive. And this sort of weekend up in the mountains made me think about that. Like, after a while, it can get boring. And that usually happens when I start getting really busy with work, or I'm too lazy to go climb them, or too tired to get the exercise or whatever, or if I'm just lazy, or just don't find the time to go up. After a few weeks or a month, I mean, the mountains are just there. You don't really do much with them. So yeah, I've sort of found out that the wonder of them is gone. It isn't until I'm really climbing them again, or taking pictures again, or just out there enjoying the climb, enjoying the hikes, that it's really exciting to me. And at that point is when, like, the mountains become real. One thing I noticed in God's Word in John chapter 10, Jesus says that He's come to give us life abundantly, or life to the full. And man, I think, like, it doesn't feel like that all the time. Like, you ever get to the point, or you meet people who've been going to the same church for years, and suddenly you see them going to another church, and they're just like, well, the worship's better here, or I really like the pastor here. It's the same thing with the mountains. They're beautiful at first, but like, unless you're enjoying them, unless you're getting into them and really just enjoying the view, enjoying the hike, going out into the ocean and going swimming, eventually it just becomes a view. And after you're getting used to the view, then it just, you don't even notice it anymore. I think it's sometimes the same way with faith. So yeah, like, I just want to encourage you guys, like, if you're getting to the point where Christianity is starting to seem boring, or your church is starting to seem boring, I mean, in the end, changing churches isn't going to matter much. I mean, that doesn't mean if someone's doing something really wrong is going to the church, you have no right to leave. I'm not saying that at all. But like, if church is just seeming normal, or just seeming boring, then start seeing what you can do to get involved. Start seeing what you can do to get active in your faith, in your Christianity. So I guarantee at that point, once you really start just grasping it and getting a hold of it and just going out enjoying your faith and getting involved in it, that's when it's going to become real. And man, that's when God does amazing things with your life, is when that happens. So I just want to encourage you guys in that, and just talk to you guys in that. So as always, thoughts are appreciated. Feel free to email me, message me. There's links to Facebook and whatever, my emails on the YouTube site. So yeah, just feel free to get a hold of me. Till next round.